gentlemen, to M-Class Emails, a program where you send in your emails tangentially related to Star Trek, and we answer them, or just read them.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like a book club. We just read the emails.
We just read the emails out loud to everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm Jeff.
Hi, I'm Josh.
And joining us today...
Oh, we have a guest. Shit.
We fucked it up this time.
Yeah, that was our fault.
Joining us today from the wild, wild world of near Boston somewhere is Mr. Kevin Cole.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Kevin was in the fucking chamber for that one, ready to pull that trigger.
Great intro.
Got it right this time.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
It was agony.
You shouldn't hold it in. It's like a sneeze. Don't hold it in.
Kevin was also on our episode of M-Class Podcast if you missed it, so go back and listen to that for even more Kevin goodness.
Why haven't you listened to it?
Some people do this one first, actually. If you can,
do they really?
You can get it a week early on the same day as the regular
that
podcast.
makes sense.
Damn.
But sometimes there's questions about the episode. That's weird.
And you can get it early by heading on over to patreon.com/mclasspodcasts for as little as $5 dues a month. It could be yours.
Do it.
Early.
So why don't we hop into them emails, fellas?
Which one's first?
Our first email is from Phantom Thief Goofus.
Goofus.
I love that Goofus.
FTG.
Kevin.
FTG.
FTG.
Is it F? Is it really an F? Or is it
PH?
Is it P? Okay.
It sounds like F. It's fun.
I can't get as excited about PTG.
PTG.
PTG sounds like an affliction.
It's like a disease, yeah.
He titles this email, Rivers in the Space Desert. Ahoy, Trek boys.
Trek boys.
Nice. Trek boys.
It's your favorite cool space criminal, Phantom Thief Goofus. The studio audience loses their shit for like a solid 5 minutes, and I stand there awkwardly. I start to say my next line, but the audience is too loud. Josh was just talking about
Holy shit.
That's weird.
It happens every email episode.
It's so weird.
How's it going?
Good.
Hopefully that space polar vortex isn't slowly freezing your satellite to death. That's over already.
It's super cold in space. Nobody can hear you be warm. That's the line from that movie.
I'm so behind on the lore.
From that movie, Star Trek.
From that movie, Star Trek 6? Sure.
Here's the lore so far. We're on a satellite. It sucks. We're here because we suck, and you're here to make sure we do our jobs, but you also suck. So you just hang out and do the show with us.
Oh, we're also orbiting the Dunebug planet from Star Trek Nemesis.
Yes.
I feel like I got sent here to make sure you do your jobs, but I also kind of got hit on the head with a pipe or something.
Now we're sitcomming.
He has like podcast personality, and the first time he came, a pipe fell and hit him, and he did the podcast. So now every time he comes, we hit him with something.
Is this a Flintstones? Is this a Flintstones episode?
It sounds like.
I think it's hit with a bowling ball. And he turns into like a super sophisticated, right, or whatever.
That does sound familiar, actually.
I think he does that.
I'd pitch it.
The Cool Crimes Incorporated offices just got a new space heater. Hopefully Jerry doesn't break it again.
Fucking Jerry.
Jerry's name has to be spelled in all caps at all times.
Jerry.
I just wanted to pop in and say that The Inner Light was pretty great. It was the best episode of Star Trek ever.
It's probably the best episode of this show, too. I mean, just saying, maybe go back and listen to it again.
That was a good episode. Kevin wasn't on it, though, so
no,
fuck
it wasn't. So I guess it couldn't have been the best episode.
6 out of 10. Try it.
Where was this writing for that heroin planet episode and Wesley's execution, or the racist Africa planet?
Not there yet. Didn't exist yet.
I'm guessing they had different writers.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is like a point in TNG where like all the writers from the first season are just like never mentioned again? They just fired them all.
Maybe.
A big tar monster comes and kills them.
Fucking.
Speaking of, what's your favorite Goofy of the Time thing on Trek? I really like the very special episode with the heroin planet. That episode felt like Reagan or Clinton broke into the writer's room and held them at gunpoint until they wrote an anti-drug episode.
Yeah. What's my favorite Goofy Star Trek thing? Oh my god.
Mine has to be the game that turns you into a mindless zombie.
That
you
one,
just throw a ball into a hoop. That's the game.
Yeah. It's got a lot of anti-video game propaganda, which is always fun to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it Knife Flowers, maybe?
Remember back in the day when everybody thought Knife Flowers was okay?
No, that one's good, though. I like that one, too. I don't know. Like, does it have to be, like, goofy, like, could it be just, like, silly, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it doesn't have to be, like, harmful. It could just be silly.
Nagilum. Fucking
Just saying
Nagilum.
his name makes me laugh.
Because you see him and it's hilarious. Like, what the hell is it?
They never
Why?
brought back that technology that they used to show Nagilum's face. They never brought that back.
Why do they? Why is he a thing? Why is he there? Maybe Quetzalcoatl? Can I say Quetzalcoatl? He's like a real thing, though. Can I say Quetzalcoatl?
Real.
Yeah,
I don't
want to say Quetzalcoatl.
I don't want to like offend any ancient Mayans that happen to be listening to this.
Is it Mayan or Aztec?
I think it's
man, I gotta
Aztec, actually.
Or is it Inca? Oh god, I get them confused. I'm sorry. How do you spell Quetzalcoatl? Oh, look, they spelled it for me. I would not have guessed. Mesoamerican culture. That doesn't help me. Aztec, it said. It's like all of them. They all love this guy.
Oh, everybody loves Quetzalcoatl.
That boy Ketsi got around.
Ketsi.
Except the Enterprise staff. They probably don't like him too much.
No, he turns into a dragon and flies at like warp 12.
Jesus Christ, how did he not turn into a catfish?
Dude, I don't even know.
Kevin, what's yours?
I'm trying to think because a lot of the ones that are like kind of topical that don't really hold up now, I still kind of like. Like Drumhead is sort of like that, where it's like about McCarthyism, but I guess that wasn't super topical at the time.
No.
I don't know. Hadley brought up the planet where gender is illegal, which like can be seen as like sort of trying to comment on like gay issues at the time, and kind of does so admirably, but also kind of does so goofily. I'm not really sure. I do love the video games are bad one because I love every episode where video games are bad.
It's so great. It's so great.
The arguments are always so weak. It's always just I don't understand thing.
It's just parents being mad. Yeah, just mad parents is what the episode is. My kid plays the games. Fuck. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's like Star Trek is usually so like forward thinking.
Right. Their whole ship is a fucking video game. Like, what are they doing on it? That's the whole thing.
They just completely fucking pulled the rug out of that forward thinking. They were just like, a new technology, it's bad.
Kids are gonna get addicted.
Is there a good Star Trek video game apart from Bridge Simulator, which is fucking awesome? But
Star Trek Online.
Oh right, yeah, you're right.
The Star Trek point and click game that got released as the Star Trek Anniversary Edition.
Oh shit, is that good?
That's actually really good. It has all the same voices. It has all the original series actors back, and it has like storylines that they didn't get to do.
Fuck, that's awesome.
It is really
Star Trek Armada 2.
Is that the one where you fly a little ship around?
It's RTS. Yeah, if you're into that.
Oh.
What is the name of the like strike team? Star Trek.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It's like a first-person shooter, but apparently it's really good, is what I've heard.
There's the.
You're a first-person shooter.
He fucking got me.
There's the Borg game at Fun World.
Oh, Elite Force is the name.
Yeah.
Star Trek Elite Force.
I get that confused with the Star Wars Elite Forces special.
I think
what
they
is
might
it?
have been made by the same.
Yeah,
like,
it might have been
company.
the same thing.
I'm not sure.
where you were like a elite stormtrooper guy, right, or like a whatever.
Well, he signs that email. All right, I'm gonna kick it. This phantom thieving doesn't get itself done. Phantom Thief Goofus.
The thief minds, you know.
Founder and CEO of Cool Crimes Incorporated.
Damn. Thanks,
There's also
FTG.
a little ghost right next to him.
Thanks, FTG.
Standing by it.
He's gonna start doing it. It's
He is gonna do it now. It's like when P. Diddy changed his name to whatever. Wait, Puff Daddy changed his name to P. Diddy.
And then to Sean Combs. He just went by Sean Combs again.
That's when he wants to be serious.
P Pop a Diddy Pop.
That's when he's on the Godzilla soundtrack.
Okay,
Like the Wallflowers?
Oh my god, the Wallflowers were on that. Oh my
I feel like
god.
the Wallflowers were on every soundtrack during the 90s.
They should be.
Yeah, because they fucking rule.
What's more awesome than that band? One headlight. It's about your truck only having one headlight. It's like you're only seeing half the road, man.
Holy shit.
I actually like that band. But anyway.
Yo, I'll go to bat for Wallflowers.
Our next email is from Steve.
Hey,
Hey.
Steve.
Who says, hey, you rascally rapscallions.
Rascally Rapscallions.
That's generally, yeah, that's how we do it.
I was rereading the awesome Marvel Earth X series that came out back in the day, and they mentioned Counter-Earth that the High Evolutionary created back in 1972.
I totally am following all of this, but Kevin isn't, so maybe you should explain it for him.
It was just like Earth Prime with only a few subtle differences. Galactus ate the goddamn thing anyway, but I digress. It's like Planet X.
Oh, from the X-Men?
No, Planet X, like Nibiru, the planet that really exists on the other side.
Oh,
of the
like
sun.
they keep finding all these fucking like rogue planets and shit.
No, there's a conspiracy theory. I didn't want to get into those, but I will.
Oh, okay, sure. I believe it. Whatever it is, I believe it.
No, there's like, there's a conspiracy theory that literally one lady wrote a blog about once that became this big conspiracy theory about there being another Earth on the other side of the sun. And because,
I've heard this. Yeah,
because we rotate at the same speed, we never see it.
That's how science works.
It's like speeding up, and eventually it's gonna crash into our world.
Okay,
and
it's
kill
the perfect
us all.
crime.
It's like killing someone with a pillow.
I don't know why.
It's like filling a pillow with too much hot air.
I don't know why I explained that, because that's not what happens on Counter-Earth in Marvel. But anyway.
But Prime is like the one that we're seeing now, right?
Yeah,
like
that's the one with like Spider-Man and the X-Men and shit on it.
Yeah,
Guys,
I know that.
I have enough trouble pretending to know what's up with Star Trek.
We're being very rude to Kevin. He doesn't. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Extremely rude.
If you could create a Counter-Earth Star Trek original series or next-gen cast with a few tweaks, who would you change?
It's just kind of like that comic series. What was it called? Star Wars. Oh, fuck. It was like, what if like Luke died and won, right? Like, what the fuck? I have one of them. Fuck.
Was it called What If? Because Marvel.
No,
did a
it's
series
like a graphic novel, Star Wars, like Galaxy or something like that, where like Han Solo goes blind in Return of the Jedi because he stays in the thing too long, the carbonite too long, and it's like about like how the story changes because like butterfly effect, right?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen that, but it sounds cool.
It's like interesting, but it's like I don't know. I kind of feel like we have the Counter-Earth Star Trek. It's like the JJ shit,
and it sucks.
And I hate it.
I mean, an easy one is Worf dies, Tasha Yar lives.
Right. That's great.
So much goes wrong when Worf dies. Like, everything goes wrong if you don't have Worf.
Shit, that's really good.
Who is like the old geriatric man gonna throw against a wall?
That's true.
Oh man, that's so good though. Oh God.
Well, I don't think that's what he's asking, unfortunately. But I do like.
He's saying
question.
like, who would you pick to be on the cast?
No, he's like, how would you change the characters themselves? Like his first example is make Kirk less rapey, which Steve be better. That's not how Star Trek actually is.
Yeah, he's not that. He's a gentleman.
Kirk has never been rapey to anyone. That's just pop culture Kirk. It's not how he actually is in the show.
Not real Kirk. Kind of how, like, Jesus doesn't fly.
But in everything else he does,
he flies.
I feel like you could do something with Vulcans, like, be like, Vulcans are, like, hyper-emotional instead of logical or something like that.
Right.
But that just makes them betazoids, I guess.
Yeah, now they're, I don't want to change my friends, Steve, I think is the answer. I don't expect my friends who are in Star Trek, and they're all my best friends, to change.
Spock has an eye patch, but he rocks it.
Oh, I know. Spock kills 3 people in a mental institution.
Picard has Wolverine claws.
That one's the best one.
Jesus. Riker and Picard kiss openly all the time.
Perhaps that's the new best one.
I gotta agree with Josh. I don't really want to change anybody. I love them all too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I don't want anything to change.
Actually, no, I will change. Odo doesn't become like a soppy little bitch towards the end of the series.
Bashir only thinks he's genetically modified. He's actually just as dumb as everyone else.
He's actually been in a coma this whole time.
Bashir being as dumb as everybody else would explain so much about his character.
Bashir being dumb but pretty and lucky, like he lives in a bubble, like from
proving that you only have to be pretty and lucky to succeed. That's fucking great. Some things never change, even in a utopia.
God. Yeah, who else do I want to change?
Maybe I would keep Dax around. I don't like that she leaves. It's weird.
Yeah.
That's true. I've never, I don't know.
Ezri's adorable, but...
No, Ezri's great,
she's super cute, but, I never really got that into her as a character like I did with Jadzia.
Yeah. She's only there for one season,
There's no time.
It's true.
There's no time!
Nah, I can't. Whenever I look at Deep Space Nine, I'm just like, I need more data. I have to watch all of this again.
Yes, that's what it does. I felt that way when we watched the episode. I was like, fuck, now I gotta watch 5 of these.
I feel like you're right. We need more data. Data should be on Deep Space Nine.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
You could push Q more towards being a benevolent instead of a dick source.
Oh, I love him though. I would make Q more of a dick.
You could make Q you could do pure evil Q, which would be disaster. Or you could do Q is basically good but intervenes too much, and the Q continuum is hunting him for intervening too much and being.
Ooh, that's good.
That happens in Voyager, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's Voyager, so
it's terrible, and it's also they're shooting Civil War guns at each other for some reason. Because that's what the prop guy had that day. I brought these Civil War guns.
Fucking north and south next door, so.
North and south.
Also, have you seen that ridiculous Star Trek versus Transformers comic book series from IDW?
What reason do they have to fight?
Yeah, what are they fighting about?
Apparently,
the Prime Directive says don't fight the Transformers.
It says it right there.
That's number 2, subset A, clause B.
It apparently takes place in the Star Trek universe after World War III, and then it flashes forward to Kirk's time as well. And they make something called the Triptychon into a Klingon battle cruiser. I don't know anything about Transformers.
It sounds like you read this comic book.
I have not. I'm reading what he wrote in his email.
So the comic book.
Yeah, I'm reading the comic through his email, through osmosis.
I mean, I would totally read that because it's ridiculous. And
it sounds super
funny.
Ridiculous.
But I don't want to buy it.
Throw Mars Attacks in there or something.
Oh yeah. Their heads explode. I love that movie.
So no, none of us have read it. I didn't even know it existed.
I thought you said something about it. I heard about it. Maybe I heard about it from Steve, though, because on Twitter, he tweets
Maybe.
stuff. It might have been from Steve that I saw it.
I don't actually like Transformers. I never really have. It's okay.
They're robots in disguise, dude. What's not to like?
One of them is a car.
The other one's a car.
Of them are cars.
That one's a jet. Also, a tape player. It's the 80s. Those will always be around.
I did like it when I was younger, but I never really got that into it.
You've heard my theory about Transformers crossing over with Fast and the Furious, and it both makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
that does make perfect sense.
That's all I want.
Totally, that's a great idea.
That's why the cars can do that shit, because they've been fucking Transformers.
You gotta Nick Murphy style bleep that out on this one, because that's a golden idea.
I've said it before. I think I said it to Nick, and I think he like took credit for it. It's like one step away from being stolen.
J.J. Abrams is listening to this podcast right now, furiously typing.
He's like, "Dear Hollywood, I'm back. After ruining Star Wars, I'll be sure to ruin the Fast and the Furious."
The verbal abuse was worth it.
And then I'll go on the Daily Show and be like, I never really liked Transformers.
It was just my vehicle to be able to make Star Wars again. I'm doing it again.
I just like ruining things. It's my favorite thing.
Our next
performance art. Oh, go ahead.
It's performance art. He's the new Andy Kaufman. Our next email is from Parrotmancer.
Cool name.
Which is a great name. Hey, Trek Boys.
Trek Boys.
Trek Boys.
I started listening to you guys for the catharsis of hearing other folks that just really hate the new movies, but stayed for the often aggressive love of TNG and Deep Space Nine. It has been fun listening to your thoughts on shows I've been watching since I was a kid, and the lore behind Satellite M grows more and more insane and interesting every couple weeks.
It sure does.
What am I doing here?
Hit him with the pipe again.
Plunk, plunk.
Bong.
Great.
Now I remember.
We have no control over the lore of this shit.
Yeah.
It just happens, and we're here.
It's like one of us has a hand on the wheel slightly, and then everyone else is like, no, turn left, no, turn right.
Anyway, I thought I would throw a pitch it or ditch it at Deep Space Nine. Quark becomes the head of a Klingon house? That actually happens.
Yeah, he does that.
Oh, it says, oh, wait, ...
Oh, I get it. We played ourselves.
Oh, man. I'm no good at thinking of these, so instead, how about, what do you guys think of Dukat? I always really liked him and his interactions with Kira, Garrick, and Sisko in the early seasons, but the whole becoming Bajoran thing was never really my cup of tea. Or maybe it was Kai Wynn I didn't like, admittedly.
I mean, do we like him as a character? No. Do I like him as a character in the show? Yes. Right? Like, I love him because he's unrepentantly evil. He's
a great
the worst.
Villain.
Yeah.
He's an awesome antagonist. Like, he literally makes everyone uncomfortable everywhere he goes.
He just, like, his presence on the screen makes people uncomfortable, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But he's a space, what do you call him, Kevin? A snake Nazi.
He's a snake Nazi.
It's hard. You can't just be like, I love Dukat, because it really like marks you as not that great.
I think Dukat did some good things.
Yeah, he's not the type of character you can really like Heath Ledger Joker up. Like,
it's
like, ooh, Dukat, he's the bad boy. It's like, yes, he is a very bad boy.
Yeah, he's the worst boy.
I love him as a villain. I love to hate him. Every time he's on screen is a pleasure and a pain.
And it sucks that we have to, like, super go out of our way to be like, you know who's bad? Hitler's. Don't be a snake Nazi.
Right, don't be a snake Nazi.
That's living in 2019.
That's the era we're in right now.
Yay! We'll probably make it out of this.
God, I hope so.
I mean, we'll see.
Wait, do you mean this podcast, or...?
I don't even know anymore, Kevin.
This space station?
Oh, we ain't making it out of that.
Talk to you again soon, or, well, eventually. Parrotmancer, stowaway on board the USS Portland.
Thank you, Parrotmancer. Why are you a stowaway?
He's like, we get a lot of stowaways on this show.
What's with the stowawaying? They'll just let you come with them. You just say, I want to go here, and they're like, okay.
Earth abolished money. It's hard to travel.
Yeah, can you just ask next time? Be like, I want to go to the M-class satellite. And they'll be like, sure, we'll set you up. All expenses paid.
Yeah, because there are no expenses.
Exactly.
Our next email is from Yakub.
Yakub.
And it's titled, Come on down! You're the next contestant on The Price is Right! Trick Boys Edition!
Oh, God, I wish it was... Do we have an at-home version of this?
This is for the showdown. How much is the following? M-Class patron-exclusive Discord channel with personalities such as Boston Sean and Spivsy. A vote on which episodes collection we watch next. Access to behind-the-scenes blogs, and logo-less wallpaper versions of episode art.
Shit.
If you guessed $1 on patreon.com/mclasspodcast, you're correct.
Oh, man, look at this sweet free commercial we're getting.
Fucking Yakub, thank you.
Yo, those fucking wallpapers are great, though.
I would have paid $2 for those.
I would have paid...
I think you did, Kev.
I actually did.
His real email begins.
Oh, that wasn't real?
That was all in your head, Josh.
It felt real. It felt very real.
This pipe is doing things to me.
Depending on what pipe it is, that makes sense. Can a fevered brain beat Discovery writers? Recently, I had a very high fever, and my brain was replacing reality with an alternate story, so I decided to turn
you probably should have gone to the hospital at that point. That's happened to me before, man, and it's not great.
Instead, he decided to tune in to Discovery Season 2.
That's a sure one hell of a time to start watching that show.
Apparently, this is a Season 2 Pitch It or Ditch It that he wrote while fever high.
Alright, I'm ready for this.
Open on a small interior akin to a shuttlecraft, but it's non-Federation.
Okay.
An alien crewman is analyzing readings on a panel and states that they don't have long. The only other crewman adds that even with rationing, the remaining water won't suffice. They decide that a distress beacon is all they can manage at the moment. The crewmen record an audio log of their story to play over distress channels in hopes that someone is listening. They were fleeing Klingon space and gave up most of their possessions to a human named Silt in exchange for transport.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
Silt put them on this shuttle and set its course for their home system. While they were fine at first, the shuttle turned out to be understocked for such a journey. After the breaks, we see the aliens are withered. The craft is receiving a hail. A visual of Pike comes up saying that the USS Discovery received the distress message and they're willing to assist.
Is he the captain now?
Yeah, he the captain now.
They were I'm the captain now.
they were like, here's somebody you like, right? You like this guy.
Remember him from stuff? He's here.
After a second of elation, we see Pike turn his head and move his lips, but he's muted. He gives a stern look, and after an uncomfortable moment, Pike says that the Discovery is not going to deal with the Klingons in fear of violating the ceasefire. The crewmen look panicked and respond that they're not Klingons. Pike counters that their shuttle has Klingon designation, and the Federation has had dealings with Klingon species-altering technology.
Shit.
The crewmen request transport aboard the Discovery as refugees. Pike refuses again and breaks communications. Just give us the water, the crewman screams into the void.
Can you tell he wrote this when he had a super fever? Give me the water. I just need water. My brain is frying. I need water.
After some time, Pike's image reappears. He inquires about the name of the human that sold them the ship. The aliens respond, Silt. Pike comes back saying that the universal translator approximates what they're saying to wet dirt. He explains that this individual is known to the Discovery crew and that he grants the alien transport. Yeah, aboard the starship, the aliens urgently request water. After being given glasses, they explain that they need to submerge themselves fully. As a final shot, we see them effortlessly swimming around a water tank and laying row.
They're eggs? They're laying eggs in there? Oh, they're gonna have to clean that shit out, man.
Yeah.
That's my fucking tank, dude.
I hate to be the bad boy of Star Trek, the bad boy of M-Class.
Here we go.
I don't think that's a strong enough narrative for an episode, so I'm gonna ditch it.
I'm gonna pitch it because I think it's a strong enough episode for a Discovery.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll pitch it. You're right.
I like it. I like it. I think it needs something. There needs to be maybe more like miscommunication between them. You know, like maybe the aliens don't know how to talk to the Federation, and you kind of like don't know what the Federation is doing. You know, I don't know. It needs a little something, but I think it's good. It reminds me of, like, isn't that a story like about Terminator? Like James Cameron had a fever and he like invented Terminators because he was like tripping balls on fucking fever.
That's new to me. If it is,
I think that's
a
the
cool
story. I think that's a fun John. What's his name? James Cameron. Fun fact of the day.
Kevin, what about you? Do you pitch or ditch?
Yeah, this needs like something more than a twist that ends with "and they were fish the whole time." But I don't know. It seems kind of fun. What's the fun and funny B plot though?
Yeah,
give me like
Spock murders 3 people.
There it
say
is.
The same thing.
That's hilarious.
Same person, baby.
All right, pitch it.
If Spock doesn't murder 3 people an episode, we're gonna be out of business, guys.
How many people did he murder last episode? 2! Oh my god, the stocks are plummeting!
We're behind 1 person! Oh my god!
He concludes, loving what you're doing, boys. Keep it up. Yours
Thank
feverish, Ensign Yakub aboard the USS Pyrexia.
Get well soon, Yakub.
Yeah, feel better. Maybe you already do.
I hope so.
Dude, do you guys... This is kind of tangential, but
sure.
Do you guys get, like... I used to get, like, sick, and I would have fever dreams where I was, like, super up close to something, and time was moving slow. Do you guys ever get that?
Super up close to something and time was moving slow. Ooh, yeah, like, I would often, like, have these weird nightmares about things that just kept growing bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And, like, the fact that they were bigger than me was, like, really freaking me out.
Yeah.
Like gigantophobia style.
Oh, man, we are, like, fucking weird brains.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not like that, but, like, when I've had, like, a really high fever, I've been, like, laying in bed, and I'll, like, be staring at, like, the dresser, and it feels like it's getting, like, closer.
Yes,
and, like, I keep having to, like, shake my head and blink to show myself that it's still where it was.
I used to sleep and have dreams about being just next to something really close, like, and I couldn't move, and, like, time like dilated, and I was like time was so slow, and it was like the worst feeling ever. I hated it.
Like, I read somewhere that the human brain is basically just a bowl of tapioca pudding that's attached to the rest of our body, and somehow it does all this crazy shit that lets us move and operate.
I mean,
so it's not shocking that we have that type of shit happen.
Delicious.
I was gonna say, if you look around you, you could really confirm that hypothesis.
Wait, what? What am I looking at?
We've met quite a few people in our journeys, our lives, that prove that the brain is tapioca pudding.
We're all just talking mean on a wet rock.
Talking mean on a wet rock.
Kevin has these phrases that he says sometimes that, like, encompass all of existence for me. But
it's caused several problems on other podcasts, trust me. He's heard all about them.
They're so cute, though. I love them.
What's a night egg?
Night egg truly does encompass all of humanity.
It is adorable, though.
Really, when you think about what humans have accomplished since we were the beginning of time on this planet, night egg is the apex.
Oh,
it's
definitely
up there. Some people say that our brains are just night eggs.
A loose night egg. That's what the brain is.
Oh, the loose night egg.
Dude, we're all just loose night eggs that got too big.
That's right.
Think about it.
We're just apes with loose night eggs inside. That's all we are.
Might as well party.
Our next email is from Hotine.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
And it's entitled Living That Ryzen Life.
Do you know about Hotine, Kevin?
I've picked up some information on Hoteen.
Hoteen's Romulan.
Right. Ew.
And we're big Romu racists.
Yeah, we don't trust Hoteen.
I'll give him a chance.
But he's been on Rise Up for like weeks now.
Yeah. He's got a girlfriend now named Kat.
Yeah, so he thinks anyway. I've been trying to tell him she might not be your girlfriend.
There are no girlfriends on Ryza.
It's Ryza, dude.
It's Ryza.
It's like going to the strip club and being like, that's my girlfriend.
You're my girlfriend now.
Wait, what?
Wait, she's not?
He begins his email. Jeff, Josh, it worked. Oh, hi, Ensign Cole. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, no.
Enough about that. So, I did that thing you recommended. I acted real cool. Like, I didn't want to enter the bone zone, and Kathy was all like, listen, Hoteen, I'm not sure why you invited me to the Temtebe Lagoon if you're not gonna show me your Thalaron injector. Now take off your toga and get over here.
He's wearing a toga?
You humans are into some crazy shit.
Thanks, Hoteen.
In the Romulan Empire, we have two positions of intercourse. Cloak and dagger.
Alright, this guy rules.
That's great. This
But
great.
Kathy, wow, that's a whole other animal. The Ministry of Intelligence would be very interested to learn about this reverse cowgirl business. Oh, but look at me go on. I really keep forgetting myself. I'm a former sub-commander, after all. You'd think I'd be able to keep a tighter lip. Which reminds me of this thing Kathy did.
Yep.
Oop, almost did it again. Kathy, guys. Kathy is just great.
Oh god, Kathy, don't ever break up with Hoteen.
The sex is fantastic for sure, but the afterglow, when it's just the two of us in the stars.
Aw.
We talk for hours about our lives, where we're from, what sort of ships we've been on.
Oh no.
Come to think of it,
Oh jeez.
she's doing all the asking, and I've been doing all the answering.
Oh no, she's a Starfleet agent.
You Trek boys, you tricked me, didn't you?
No, I don't know that.
If you'll
She could
excuse
love you.
me, Kathy and I have much to discuss.
Oh, fucking shit. Kathy's probably just gonna get killed now, and she's probably just a rising lady of the night who likes you, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my god, Hoteen, you're blowing it. You're blowing it.
It's
Yeah,
true.
dude.
You gotta like be able to trust at some point, Hoteen.
Throttle back, man.
Tell
Throttle
her-
the fuck back.
Tell her the shield frequencies. Just tell her. She's just wondering.
What are the Romulan cloaking frequency? Just what are they? And
Yeah. Just tell her the locations of the Romulan ships along the neutral zone. It's just chit chat.
yeah, that's
Look
how
up-
we get off.
Look up how to make a nice spaghetti and have yourselves a little date night.
Here's how you do it, Kevin. Computers, nice spaghetti.
Please make me only nice spaghetti. Thanks for that email, Hoteen.
I mean, it was going so well. Fuck,
Good
man.
luck to Kathy.
I hope Kathy really is a spy, because I don't want this poor fucking Ryzian tourist to die.
Rest in peace to Kathy. Our next email is from James.
That's not a funny name.
Dear Jeff and Josh. And Kevin.
Hello.
Nice, he knew.
Hello from Scotland. I'm hoping to be the first Scottish emailer here.
Nice! I mean, as far as I know,
I think
he
you
is.
are. I think.
Yeah.
If you were
You
the
are.
first Scottish emailer, you better be James, because I'm not checking.
I mean, let's just say it's James.
Some friends and I are part of a D&D Star Trek night where we meet up once a fortnight and play some Trek.
That's
Nice.
2 weeks in Scottish.
I'm so jealous.
That does sound awesome.
One of our crew told us all about this podcast, so we all started listening to it before we start the game each time.
What? That's awesome!
So cool. It's made for a really fun way to start our games evening and get our drink on, so thanks.
Oh, do you do like drinking games?
Man, that's so fun.
That's super fun.
You gotta drink a little bit if you're gonna do a little D&D, a little
A little
roleplay,
D&D in.
a little drinking.
Hell yeah.
Drinking in dungeons.
Drink.
For a while, we used to skip the email episodes because the standard Q&A stuff normally gets a bit tired after a while. But a few weeks ago, one of the guys told us about some of the new stuff on the emails, namely the write-in characters in the Season 8 episodes.
You mean the real life that we're living in right now?
We're just telling you about our lives, man.
Because this is actually happening? We're on the satellite?
We absolutely love the updates from Tapon, Drac, and the gang, which have us all in stitches. That's some organization and dedication there.
That's awesome.
I love Drac and the gang. I want to get
Drac
that on
and the gang.
shirt.
That's like the animated series of Drac's Adventures. Drac and the gang will be right back on Saturday Morning Kids.
But most of all, the Season 8 episodes from this Rich guy. Are you sure it's not a plant like Kevin Cole or something?
What?
No, we did not know Rich before this podcast.
Nah, we don't know Rich.
Kevin
Rich is
Cole
a
is not
gem.
rich.
No, I'm very poor.
And that's the podcast. Jive.
This Rich guy has us drafting up new campaigns around his stories.
Oh my fucking god,
so fucking
dude.
Cool.
That's incredible.
Is there any way you could get him to make a regular feature of these? He does send them in every week. So.
Yeah, I don't feel right asking him to do that, but
Yeah,
I mean, he does it pretty often, yeah.
We all
He's
love
a gold
these and
mine.
are religiously tuning in to hear the next one. His writing is 100 times better than that dross that's coming out of Kurtzman, and have us all wishing for an animated series with those episodes brought to life.
That's great. That's awesome.
That's so cool, man. Like
Dross.
maybe what he can do is like just put them on a blog, like because they're text. He could just put them on a blog for people to read.
Right.
Anyway, I haven't got any questions or peyotes, so I'll just say that you've got a whole band of new fans from not so sunny Glasgow.
Awesome.
That rolls.
Thank you, James. That's
I want to go there.
Can we play in your game?
Yeah. Can I just be me, though?
We'll play characters that have multiple dicks, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
It comes up.
They both do.
Oh, man. You guys are too good for this podcast now.
That's not true.
Our next email is from...
Who is it?
They don't say their name in the email.
Okay. Do they not want us to know?
Maybe
Johnny Lightning.
It's just signed Stowaway in the Amber Schlessel, signing off.
Oh, my God. They're really stowing away. That's like super illegal stowaway. A good criminal doesn't give away their name.
Man, we're getting played by these emails. I feel like I need to check my bank account after this.
Are we getting hacked again by Russians? Are the Russians hacking us again?
Turned out so great last time.
You mean Romulans?
I mean Romulans. I mean Klingons, whatever metaphor they are.
Hey there, Trek boys and good boys. First time, short time.
Oh, hi.
I started listening to M-Class a few weeks ago, only having seen JJ Trek. After listening to the Pilots Collection, I decided to start watching Deep Space Nine, and it's great.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's got to pitch it or ditch it.
Sweet.
The crew of the Enterprise D decide to blow off some steam in the holodeck after some daring adventure. They decide to take a trip to the hollow Middle Earth, but something goes wrong. Worf arrives in the body of an elf instead of the orc he wanted to be. Picard is a hobbit, etc.
Who wants to be an orc?
Yeah.
Oh, and Data is still just Data because Data's rude. The crew
He's an Iceman from the north.
That's a great callback to a previous Star Trek
Thank
episode.
you. That's one of my favorite episodes.
Of course he's an Iceman from the north.
Look at his skin.
The crew learns a lot by walking in the fantasy counterparts of other races, not racists, shoes.
Races. I got you.
What do you guys think? You gonna pitch or ditch that?
It's kind of like the Robin Hood one, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
But that one's like more just like, this one's a Robin Hood adventure.
Yeah, this is copyright infringement, but that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool crossover idea. Like, it would make sense, right? Like, Tolkien is, like, a well-known author, and Picard likes that type of thing. But
yeah, you could also just not brand it Middle Earth and be able to get away with it.
Right. It could just be fantasy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you could do, like, Data is Gandalf. Worf is a hobbit, because that's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Picard, probably, like, Elrond or someone. Like, you could do a lot by, like, matching them up to various characters in Lord of the Rings. One of the things we went on like a vacation to test this RPG system I'm working on, and we played through the Lord of the Rings, but we like shook up all the characters and had people like improv through the Journey of the Ring. And one thing about like the story in Lord of the Rings is that it goes to shit really fast if one little thing falls out of place.
Yeah, it's like teetering. It's the line from the movie, like the it's teetering on a knife's edge, right? Like everything's just like happenstance. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
That sounds fun as fuck, though.
Yeah, it was really good. Boromir got the ring right away because Frodo was in the bathroom and Gandalf didn't show up.
That makes yoink! I'm powerful now.
Like, Boromir has such high charisma that he's just like, I think I'm the best, and everyone's like, yeah, seems
yes,
right.
You look like you are the best.
Yeah, Arwen was starting to get a thing for Boromir. Aragorn had like no reason to be there. It was great, but yeah, like you could.
And I should die as one of them.
You could do something super fun with that. Oh, I guess Worf would be a dwarf. That makes
it would be funny for them to like comment on like why are they doing this? Like it'd be funny like for Worf to be like, the orcs aren't orky enough, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Why don't they just simply take over? You know, like what? You know, it'd be kind of funny for that. I don't know. There would need to be like a reason, right, for that. Maybe it's like a team building exercise. And they're like, we gotta throw the ring in this fire pit or something, right?
Yeah, it would have to actually be about something else.
Yeah.
In order for, but I love Lord of the Rings a whole fucking lot. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'd pitch the fuck out.
I'm like shamelessly, I love it. So yeah, pitch it.
Yeah.
I would pitch that too. I love Lord of the Rings. I like his or her, I don't know, their idea that the fantasy counterparts are like completely mixed up and everybody's the wrong race for what they would want to be.
Yeah.
I think that would be hilarious, and then it would make it more difficult to work as a team because you don't have the same strengths anymore.
Right, because you're not your personality of your character.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be
super
fun.
pitch that. It does have another POD.
Oh,
you could. I mean, to save money on the effects budget, you could also just do it like community style and just have them sit around the poker table and play D&D.
Right. That would be great.
Also fun.
I think that'd be really cool.
They find this archaic game and they're like, there's some comment about like, people used to occupy their time with fantasy realm because the real world was too horrible.
Yeah, Riker's like, in Alaska or wherever the fuck I'm from.
And that's a direct line from the script.
He says that word for word.
We didn't have no holodecks, we had our imagination.
The only holodeck we needed was our imagination. We didn't have abusive father.
We didn't have holodecks in the Great White North, or fathers.
Or father figure. Isn't that right, Dad? I mean, Captain.
POD 2, we witnessed the holodeck program that started Barclay's terrible addiction, the exploration of the sexual revolution that is sure to have taken place at some point.
Did they get that from me, or did I? Or okay, good, because that's like my I love that. I love that idea that it was like, I mean, it makes sense because like the '60s was a real sexual revolution, right? And like that the original series takes place in the '60s. It would be cool to like do like a this is what happened when they cured all the STDs. People just went around fucking whatever the fuck they wanted.
Everybody just walked up on the street and they were like, "Hey, you want to fuck?"
Sure do.
Yeah, and they did that. And they did that for like a month, and then TV got really good.
Game of Thrones came back.
Thanks for that email, whoever you are.
That was great.
Yeah, I'd pitch that one too.
Yeah, I would also pitch the shit out of that.
We're not at an hour yet. We got plenty of time.
Well, we're at like 50 minutes and 8 seconds.
Damn.
Our next email is from Colin Brady.
Tom Brady's twin brother, Colin.
Don't put him down like that.
Hey, Tom Brady.
How many sorcerers you got, Colin?
Yeah, how many fucking sorcerers do you have, you handsome fuck?
You fucking pliable bitch. You elastic son of a bitch.
His email is entitled, Enjoying Things Differently Than Most People.
Mm-hmm.
It starts, Hey there, Trek Boy Trio.
Trek Boy Trio.
Did he know?
Yeah, I told everybody on Twitter.
Oh, cool.
I was wondering if you ever had anything that you enjoyed a great deal, but in a different way than most people. For example, I've been enjoying the new She-Ra reboot, but most of my enjoyment comes from some of the themes the show explores, such as how different people cope with trauma, whereas, from what I've seen on online fan communities, most other fans really connect with the characters and their personalities. I suspect that this is because, as a 20-something white dude, I'm not exactly the show's target demographic, but I still find this difference of opinion interesting to talk about with other fans of the show. Do you have any similar examples? Are they Star Trek related so we can get this podcast back on topic?
Well, before we do something trivial like that, Josh, you watched She-Ra, right?
I did watch She-Ra. I liked it a lot.
I watched it too.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was cool, right? Like,
I mean, Seahawk was the best character.
Seahawk is fucking hilarious.
I do like Seahawk a lot.
Because he's just a stupid idiot. I love it. And like the part that killed me was like the last episode of the season when the boat is flying through the air, lights on fire, and hits the fucking bad guys. I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm all in on this shit.
I loved it. I've heard some grumbling about She-Ra where like people are expecting like, you know, way more crazy animation quality, and I'm like, it's fine.
I don't know.
I'd rather it be cute and say interesting stuff than it be like fucking perfectly animated 10,000 frames a second.
Yeah, they want like fucking high frame rate shit, right?
The thing is, like, compared to the other animated shows that are on TV right now, like, the show is animated beautifully for the most part.
Yeah, it looks cool.
And,
I
like,
think it looks cool.
The character designs are, like, way better than most of the other stuff that's out there right now. Like,
yeah,
what the hell are you complaining about?
What's the Princess Bubble girl? What's her name? Princess
Glitter, Sparkle.
I think her name is
Glitter? Is that it?
Glimmer.
We got there.
Yeah.
I like her design because she's very 80s. Like, that's like super 80s, right? Like, I like her a lot too. I don't know. I loved it. I don't know. I thought it was cool as fuck.
I just love everything about...
Sorry, go ahead.
I just love everything about Bo. Bo is such a great character.
Yeah.
Bo is a great character.
I love that when he's introduced to us, he's like picking up Glimmer's room and folding it.
You remind me of him, Kevin.
Oh yeah.
I was like that's Kevin.
That's the nicest thing anyone has ever said.
I said it because I knew you'd take it as a compliment, which it is.
I love him so fucking
much.
He's
cool.
The show is like ingenious in the way that it presents itself as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like the standard storyline of like good character gains powers and becomes the hero.
Right.
Like, she starts out completely on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And learns from her mistake as the show progresses. And I thought that was ingenious.
They do that in the Carmen Sandiego cartoon now too. Like,
really?
It's a similar plot. Where she goes to like this superhero crime school and she realizes like, oh, we're the bad guys. And she kind of like turns good.
I need to watch that show because it's gorgeous. Like, the animation and the character design and stuff, the style is like amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if there's like a thing that I like different. It's hard for me to say because like I don't know why people like what they like. You know what I mean? And I sometimes I don't know why I like what I like. I don't know. So,
I feel like when I like compare notes with my friend Hadley a lot, like they're more tuned into like gay and non-binary culture than I am. So like we both watch Voltron, and like one of the seasons of Voltron, I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're kind of doing like a Ender's Game Halo style send up, and yeah, I can kind of get behind this, even though it's a little fashy, but like there's some cool.
Fashy. Yeah,
it's a little
fascist,
just a little fascist. And I'm like, yeah, they're taking an interesting direction, and like some of the stuff is bad, but whatever. And I'll bring it over to Hadley, and they'll be like, hey. Wasn't it kind of fucked up that they like immediately killed this gay character? And I'm like, I didn't even pick up on that.
Right.
So, yeah, in a lot of ways, like I have to continually remind myself that, you know, I'm a white dude where like most of culture is like tailor-made for me.
Right. You're just used to being like that's the target audience, white male 18 to 35, right? Like, yeah.
And when like even when I'm watching a thing that's probably made for me, like Voltron, or even when I'm not, like in She-Ra, like I miss stuff, and stuff will go over my head, or I won't totally notice stuff. But I like getting, you know, other people's takes on stuff, because then I'm like, oh wow, I can now appreciate this, or like be creeped out by this thing that's bad.
Yeah, no, that's I like that too. I like to walk in other people's shoes, like entertainment wise. Like I like when things like aren't about me, because I get to see a side of life that I don't get to see a lot, right? Like, yeah, like I like Hedwig the Angry Inch is like one of the only musicals I'll ever watch and like, because I like that, like it's not for me and I don't know what that's like, right? You know what I mean? Like
you would really like Sex Education then.
I loved that show.
That show's so great.
I loved the fuck out of that. Zane started watching, and I was like, dude, you gotta, like, fucking watch this. She's like, I am. And I was like, good. And then we fought each other. And now we're not friends anymore.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, to answer the email's question, everyone's different, but sometimes we're not.
Yeah, I don't... That's a really big question, and I wouldn't even know why people like what they like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Guess really, or like just, and that can be kind of arrogant when you're kind of like, people like it this way, but I'm different. Not that you are, Colin. I'm not saying that.
But like everyone thinks they're different, right?
My foot in my mouth a lot tonight. Apologies.
No, you're fine. You're doing fine.
Are you popping bottles over there, Jeff?
Are you popping bottles?
Fucking wish.
It's 5 o'clock tomorrow.
But I get what you mean. Like, I for a long time I was definitely like, I appreciate Scott Pilgrim on a whole other level because I am 23 and a genius. Right.
That's the most Scott Pilgrim-ass shit. Yep.
And then, you know, I turned 24 and I was like, wait, Scott Pilgrim is not a role model.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim sucks.
Scott's a bit of a bitch. Like, he's awful.
Yeah, but like that the books are great. Like Scott Pilgrim's the book series is like really good for like taking down that kind of idea and in a very gentle way.
Scott learns throughout that series. Although he mostly just learns that he's garbage. But I mean, at least they say it. It's not like, you should follow this guy. He gets the girl.
Right. But at the end, he's like, I fucked up. Can we please start it like over again? Like if we still kind of like each other after all this bullshit we put each other through.
Yeah, what else could go wrong?
Right.
Scott Pilgrim 2, Book Series 2.
Scott Pilgrim again.
Scott. Even more Canadian references.
Scott Pilgrim Jr.
Oh my god.
The Adventures of Young Scott Pilgrim.
Oh man, that would be even worse. Putting that kid in high school.
He's like 12.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's like Doogie Howser. He's a doctor.
Even more video game reference.
That out so we can get money off of that idea. This is nowhere near as like important or smart or good of a thing, but I feel like
way to sell it.
I feel like when I play Fallout, like I'm way less into the like shooty being a desert bandit and more into the look at all this Americana.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that, Jeff. I always feel that too. Like, I find the killing the radiation monsters is like a hindrance to me, like, doing other things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't want to go over there. I just want to look at this. Yeah.
I want to explore. I don't want to. Like, I don't care about beating the game or, like, being super strong in it. I just want to see all the crazy, like, world. All the
I want to see, like, the people and,
I'm
like,
sure a lot of people do that.
Yeah, but I think there is a lot of people who just play it as, like you said, like, I gotta get the most guns.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing is, like, maybe there's a whole subsection of people who watch, like, I'm big into old cartoons, but there's a whole subsection of people who watch them the same way I do, where it's, like, all about picking apart the animation and the gags and being like, oh, that's hilarious, that worked perfectly, like, look at this squash and stretch. Most of those people are called animators.
I know what that is, but Kevin doesn't know what that is. Could you explain it to him? I totally know what it is, though.
Squash and stretch is exactly what it sounds like. You're like figures, like, before they make a movement, like, squash inwards and then stretch outwards in the direction they're moving.
Oh, okay, like to run or whatever.
Yeah, like, whenever they do anything, there's always, like, a build-up to it that makes it seem like
more momentum,
more realistic, or, like, more ridiculous.
Oh, man. I learned something. I mean, Kevin learned something.
Why is my head so lumpy?
It's full of tapioca, dude.
Wait, hold on one second. Boom!
Oh, shit.
I feel like I kind of have trouble enjoying games sometimes because I'm always looking for shit to steal from them. Like, like, whenever I watch a thing, I either think about the person making it and what they were trying to do, or the pressure they were under, or I'm looking for shit to steal, and I'm never, like, fully in it as much as I used to be. Sometimes I am.
Well, Josh, like, you've mentioned that about stuff before.
Yeah, like comedy. I have a hard time watching comedy and stuff because I just want to, like, that's why I mean, everyone's been, like, making fun of me for good reason about watching Riverdale so much, but it's just mindless, and I
don't
like
have to worry about it. You can just watch and enjoy.
Yeah, I just need, like, nothing. I need, like, input that just is like cookies, right? I just need fucking cookies. I don't want to watch, like, something that I'm gonna sit there and be like, oh, why did they say that, or what is this, or, you know what I mean? It just, because my brain doesn't, like, I don't sleep. I just lay in bed and I just, like, my brain doesn't go to sleep, so I need stupid.
Because sleep is the cousin of death.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I know what that's from, but Kevin doesn't know what it's from.
It's Nas.
Oh, it's Nas?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't
should have known that.
Because sleep is the cousin of death.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was Nas. He was here.
What?
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Nas. I like your wife, Khalees. She's also good at stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She's the milkshake.
I feel that way about comedy as well, honestly. Like, if I watch a stand-up comedian, like, if they start doing callbacks too often, I'm like,
oh no, why are we friends?
No, I'm talking about, have you ever seen, like, Kevin Hart do stand-up?
Oh, yeah.
He does a callback at the end of every single joke.
Every joke, yeah.
And it really grates on me. Or if, like, somebody does, like, the work into another joke and it just doesn't, there's no, like, flex into the joke.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ugh. Like,
I can't watch comedy. I can't watch comedy, like a stand-up routine, with anybody else. I can't be around people and watch it. My mom and my stepdad watch comedy, and they always want me to, like, watch it with them. And I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Like, I'm like, I can't watch this with you because, first of all, you're old and you don't know what funny things are. But I just sit there and I just, like, I criticize it. Like, I'm like, you know, and they're like, oh, you're such an asshole. And it's like, yeah, I am. Let's watch Riverdale.
Yeah, I am an asshole. Why did you invite me to this?
Yes. Yeah. Why am I watching this with you? Let's watch Cheryl Blossom.
Like, I hate it in a way, like, that I can't, like, watch. It's just stand-up for the most part, because I grew up watching Comedy Central stand-up shows, like, back to back to back all day long.
That's all they showed.
And I loved it. Like, I still want to do stand-up at some point. If I ever grow, like, some testes, like, maybe I'll do some stand-up. but like,
you just gotta start, man. You just gotta get to a point where you don't give a fuck. And just you're in the process of it.
I think I'm on the downward spiral to that, and hopefully soon, like I'll just hit rock bottom, and then I'll just do something. I'll just figure it out, or I'll die. That'll be funny though.
Stand up or death.
I really love stand up too. I'm with you, Jeff. I also don't have the balls to do it. My fragile ego couldn't handle being booed.
Full vaudeville and do a double act.
Full vaudeville. Oh my god, that'd be great.
I'm gonna be like a little too real for like an hour and 5 minutes into an emails podcast, but like
shit, here we go.
I don't know what the fuck I am most of the time.
Yes,
like
agreed.
I make games and I edit podcasts, and I'm funny enough for you guys to invite me on this show more than once. But I'm not a comedian. I know that because I can still enjoy comedy.
I don't think that makes you not a comedian. It definitely doesn't make us comedians that we get bothered by some comedy.
We do satisfy the self-hating checkbox of comedian. We do. That is us.
I don't know. Sometimes I like get weirded out where I'm like, I do so many things and I do none of them well.
Yes, I agree. Not that you do that, but I agree with that.
You're saying my words out of your mouth right now, dude.
Maybe that's why we all hang out and watch Star Trek. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I don't know what the fuck I am. Like, I call myself an artist, but I've literally never been published. I have no contacts with any sort of professional art world at all. Never been in a gallery. I have no credits to my name.
Well, like, people have and often pay you money to make art for them.
Yeah,
so
that's
true. That's kind of irrefutable proof that you're in
the gallery of our hearts.
Well,
Jeff.
I appreciate that. Like,
which is like exclusive as fuck if you know me, which you do.
I do.
It doesn't come easy with me.
It does mean a lot.
I'm an asshole.
It's like I got smacked down really fucking hard the other day. Like, I'm not gonna get all into it or whatever, but like I had my hopes kind of riding on something to get like into the publishing world, and I sent an email about it and got a response a minute and 40 seconds later that just said no.
Yeah,
and
that sucks.
It was literally like I was on a playground by myself. It was me and a basketball hoop, and I had the ball. And I went up to get it. I looked around. There's no bullies. There's no bullies anywhere. I'm ready. I'm ready to make this shot. And it left my fingers, and a fucking bully with that Home Improvement Kid haircut jumped the fuck up and smashed that ball back into my face.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. That's I feel like
fuck them.
I've been feeling like that lately too. Just because like. I don't know what I'm doing ever. Not to get super real.
No, I know exactly how you fucking feel, dude. Like, I almost couldn't pay rent a while ago, and like I'd kind of been like floating for a while, like, oh, this is going great, and then it wasn't.
Yeah. Yep.
What the fuck am I doing?
I mean, January fucking sucks if you're trying to sell anything.
Oh yeah.
Like dragging sales out of people in January for Hack was just absolutely impossible. And I had to really fucking push myself to like get up and I don't know. The thing is, like, we don't have as much control over what we do that as much as we like to think. Like, a lot of what we do, I mean, a lot of the reason why I'm able to make games is because I'm funny and charming, and also I have a beard and glasses and am white, and people think that, oh yeah, that guy can definitely make games. Like, that's why I'm doing shit right now.
You look like a fucking nerd. You can make games.
Yeah, and like, I do make games, and I can do it, so I am doing it. It's just like, I thought I would feel like a video game maker at this point, and I just kind of still feel like Kevin Cole.
Yeah.
To me, you're Kevin Cole video game maker, though. That's two inextricably linked things.
I mean, you're definitely Jeff Pennington artist and Josh Henderson comedian to me.
I kind of feel like a robot sometimes.
Like
Josh Henderson cyborg?
I wish I was a robot, though.
That'd be cool.
I think a lot of the times, Josh, you're like a lot of my favorite comedians, you're more like Josh Henderson philosopher.
Yeah, I get. I mean, it's not. It's that's even worse than being a dude. Nobody wants to hear that shit, right?
Ain't no one paying you for that.
Yeah, no one get that. You might as well be like a hobo at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just hard when like Kevin said, we're all doing things that are like so completely different. Like,
yeah,
I'm podcast hosting. I'm trying to be an artist. I'm like trying to like have a real life outside of the internet. Those things aren't anything alike. They have nothing to do with each other. And I feel like where I'm splitting my time, that I'm not good at any of the things I'm trying to do.
Right. But I don't agree with that. But I know I agree with that thinking, like that. I think that too. Like I don't know what. Maybe it's like the curse of our generation, right? Like that's what we're here to do now, is to just. I mean, I think about that all the time. Like the amount of things I do in a day would take my parents 10 lifetimes to figure out. Like there's no possible way they could ever figure out the things that I do. And that's not me like sucking my own dick, because like obviously like doesn't matter sometimes. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like it feels like I'm like spinning my wheels like it does with anybody. But like
it feels like I'm at the same point I was like before I went to college.
Yeah.
And you think spinning wheels would be good because it's like a cool burnout, but it's not. Being burnout in life sucks.
It's not a cool burnout with me. I'm just stuck in mud. I'm just kicking mud.
Yeah.
I feel like, not to put it all on the boomers, but why not? Like, who
you know me. Yep.
But like, you know, the millennials were raised being told that there was some sort of consistency and rhythm to life. Where,
right,
like,
and there's not.
Of course you go to college because then you get the job and then you get the security and then, you know, you're set. Like, but even if we followed that, which none of us, well, Jeff, you had a job for like you had an office job for a while, and I had an office job for a little while. Yeah, like even if you try and follow the get in with a company and you'll be set for life, there's no consistency there. Like all security is just a big fucking lie, and like even
it's all a lie. It's all been a lie. Yeah.
Even my friends who are working jobs and like, you know, have been working at the same place for 6 years, they don't feel secure. They don't feel like everyone feels like they're scraping by. Right. And like we're in a way we're lucky enough to also question the fact, are we good at what we do? Because for some people it doesn't matter if they're good at what they do.
Yeah, I think about that too. Like, and I know Jeff, you and I talked about this before, where I don't know if we were on the podcast, but like where it's like, well, if none of it matters, like you might as well just like do what you want, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that doesn't make your life any like easier. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make like you have security or like health insurance.
If you're not going to have security or health insurance or anything anyway, you may as well just do what you want to do.
Why would I work for somebody else and not have health insurance, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to the real cast.
Yeah. fucking sorry, guys.
This has nothing to do with Colin's email. I just realized, like, I haven't even looked at my computer screen since we started talking.
I had to make sure that I was still recording, and I was like, oh shit, we are. Oh no, we have to put all this in the podcast.
I think this is just a nice little window into the fact that we're all sharing a very similar experience.
Yeah.
That's actually comforting.
It is. We're not alone. But it sucks.
It's not great.
You should join our Patreon.
Hey, we're all going down on this ship that's sinking, but at least it's also hot.
Yes. We're not freezing to death.
Yeah.
We might burn to death, but that's better.
How fucking sad. He has a PS. Okay. I also wanted to thank all three of you for the advice you gave me when I wrote in about imposter syndrome. I've actually since managed to find a great job in my favorite city. Oh, congrats,
There you go.
That's awesome.
Don't listen to anything we just said.
It's because of this that I'm happy to support you guys at patreon.com/mclasspodcast. Again, that's patreon.com/mclasspodcast.
That's great. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. And sorry about the
about the ramblings of our inner demons. Welcome to Demons Cast. Are we real people, or are we just constructs of ourselves?
What do you think happens when we die?
I hope nothing, because I hate it.
I think that we turn into robots.
Dude.
Awesome.
And then we have to work in the Ford plant.
If there is a Ford plant.
Ooh, finally a steady career.
Finally,
something I'm good at.
Our next email is from Noah Gribben.
Hi, Noah.
Who says, "Hi, Josh. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin."
First time emailer, long time listener.
Really say that.
Awesome.
Y'all some funny dudes. Anyway, thank you. For finding us funny. We just spent a long time wondering if we were funny out loud, so...
Yeah. Which might be hilarious.
I'm very much looking forward to the conspiracy cast Josh referenced in emails, episode 29.
Oh no, they want it.
This is the kind of tangent cast media that I would be quick to become a patron for.
Oh no.
Noah Gribben.
I should just, like, get a, I Wanna Believe poster.
I would actually love to do an episode where, like, you actually talked about the stuff that you, like, not the stuff that you, like, believe in, but, like, that
I know
too,
a ton about,
like, a bunch of the stuff that you've, like, researched and been into.
Yeah, so Mike and I might not be able to, like, whatever. Mike and I, like, did some things for a channel on cable that you may know as being very conspiracy heavy.
I wonder what channel he's talking about.
It's one of the shows is they drive trucks on ice. It's that channel. And we had to, like, talk to, like, people who, like, really are into, like, aliens and stuff, and we, like, Mike and I always like that stuff anyway, so I would love to talk about this shit. I love that shit. It's so fun to talk about, and people get so mad when you talk about it.
I actually find it fun. I really do.
It's super fun, but, like
I played Professor Naysayer to try and rile Josh up the last time. But I do find it really fun to talk about.
It's all true, Jeff.
It's all true, Anunnaki Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. You're sent here by the men in black to sway me. Nice try, government.
Jeff Unaki.
Dude, the real men in black? That shit's fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
You mean the cartoon?
No, like there's like men in black, like that's what they call them.
Yeah, Kevin, you dumbo. He means the movies.
The people who like show up to make things seem more ridiculous.
Yeah, they like act crazy and they look weird, like they shave their eyebrows, and it's fucking crazy. Like,
that's a great episode of X-Files too. That's Junks from Outer Space. That's an incredible.
It's
episode.
Fucking Jesse Ventura, and he's just spouting off bullshit facts and shit.
Yeah,
dude.
What you probably saw was the planet Venus.
And swamp gas escaping. Dude, so good.
I mean, yeah, I think we've seen firsthand that the best way to cover up the truth is to make everyone involved seem ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
what's going on right now that's doing that? Anything gonna come to mind?
Oh, you know.
Nah, probably not.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I've heard I've heard you tell some stories, and you are very convincing about this whole aliens thing. Like,
you have to be careful because people are like, oh no, he totally believe. Like, honestly, like I said to Jeff, like if someone told me if like the news tomorrow was like, oh no, aliens have existed, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense.
I could imagine them being out there, but looking at like what we're up to right now, them being like, nah.
That's how I feel about it. Like, humans suck so bad. Why would aliens come here?
But what if they like made us? Like, what if they put us here?
Then I would be very disappointed if I was them.
That's so human of you.
That was one of the things I wanted to like explore in Pretend Friend season 1.
Yeah.
Was like humans are the worst, like, most colonial shitty thing.
Yeah, we never change, right?
Yeah. We're the aliens we fear coming to visit us.
Yep. It's just us, but from the future.
I absolutely love that.
It's awesome. It's very another show that Jeff doesn't want to watch?
Riverdale?
I mean, I think you want to watch Riverdale.
After I've seen some GIFs that have been sent my way, I know I want to watch me some Riverdale.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't send you the one of Archie just running. Look at this fucking this guy who plays Archie.
Spin it up. Give me that.
Go ahead and
Archie.
we'll look at a GIF on a. I remember this the last
podcast.
GIF you sent us. I like that one.
I've been looking at this the whole time, and sometimes, sorry, this is boring to hear me listen to me talk about the GIFs I'm looking at. Oh, damn, that's a shirtless boy run-in.
That kid is like cranked up, man.
With this GIF quality and that haircut, he looks kind of like jacked Frankie Muniz.
Oh no,
He does.
oh
This has
no.
been the Your Hosts Look at a GIF cast.
That's what people like, Jeff.
People like GIFs.
They love talking about GIFs.
People love that 3 people on a podcast can agree on hard G pronunciation of GIF.
Yes, I will never say GIF. That's peanut butter, motherfucker.
It's the same.
I'm very soft on GIF or GIF. I don't give a shit.
It'll all be gone anyway when we're dead, so who cares?
It's called a WebM. Our next email is from James O'Fallon,
Okay.
who says,
Another James.
says, no time for the preamble. This is Boston Sean's Pitch It or Ditch It.
Oh, fuck. He's getting right in.
TOS, the Enterprise discovers a badly damaged alien vessel. Kirk, Spock, Chekhov, and McCoy investigate. Bones finds desiccated bodies attached to machinery, and Spock relays that this vessel is over 200 years old.
There's a Enterprise episode like this.
Way to go, James. You fucked it. The gang uncover a humanoid female whose body is a mixture of cybernetic implants and organs from 9 species.
Oh god, is this the queen? Is it Borg Queen?
I'm scared. She wakes and attacks
Is she
Chekhov.
sexy though, like the Borg Queen? Kinda into her.
The Borg Queen is just shoulders and a head with a spine.
That's all you need, baby.
Into it.
It's
make
missing
it
all
work.
the best parts. I don't know what you guys are getting at.
That's more woman than I can handle, Jeff.
She
I'd make her a spaghetti dinner.
It would just fall out of her neck hole.
Yeah, that means she loves it.
She wakes and attacks Chekhov, infecting him with an unknown virus. The
Damn
group
it, it's
beams
the
out.
Borg.
A wormhole opens as a massive ship exits it. The ship captures the Enterprise in a containment field and tows it through the wormhole.
Where's it going?
Bones figures that the seemingly incurable virus that infected Chekhov was being researched by the original vessel in an attempt to cure it, capturing dozens of species in the process. The away team beams onto a nearby space station and spies the cybernetic woman who dispatched the station's crew with ease. The away team fights their way through an army of reanimated humanoids under the
It's the
control
zombies.
of the woman and find themselves in the main control room of the station. The commander of the station turns out to be the primary researcher on this virus and the woman's father.
What?
She crashes through the door and her father attempts to destroy her to no effect. The away team managed to subdue the woman briefly before she can kill her father, as she says, "We must continue our evolution. All will join me." Spock retrieves some blood to cure Chekhov as the crew escapes while blowing up the station behind them. Spock notices an escape pod from the station was deliberately pulled into another wormhole, and Bones speculates that should she continue to evolve and absorb other species, resistance to such a race would be futile.
Oh, I called it.
Nice.
I can't
Called
take
it.
credit for this, as it comes from Chapter 1 of the official Tokyo Pop Star Trek manga.
Oh, nice. There's also an Enterprise episode where they find the remains of the Borg ship on Earth from First Contact in Antarctica. So it's very similar to that. I like that. I like that a lot. That's cool as fuck.
I think the zombie like slaughter fest is a little
Manga-y.
Yeah, it's a little manga-y.
Tokyo
Yeah.
Poppy.
Little Tokyo
Yeah.
Poppy, yeah.
It's a little Abrams-y where like we gotta spice up this mystery.
And if they were like, maybe it would work because they're proto-Borg. I like to think the Borg are like really old and not that young, but like I appreciate a good like here's where the Borg might come from story. You know what I mean? So I'll pitch that shit.
Yeah, I like that. had a fun time, and it, you know, knowing the twist doesn't make it a bad story. It kind of makes it even more exciting. So I like that a lot.
I'll pitch that as well, even though it is from a Tokyo Pop manga. They're not very good.
Blam! Click, click, boom.
Boom, click, click, clice, clice, boom.
That's signed Ensign James O'Fallon of the USS Icarus. A very unfortunate name for a ship.
Yeah.
Cool ship, though.
It's the only ship made entirely out of wax.
The USS Kid Icarus. That's the smartest joke you've ever said on anything, Kevin. I love that. The only ship made entirely... Save money. Save some money.
Money's tight in post-scarcity Earth.
At least that ROM acid won't get through it.
It's completely immune.
It's just wax.
Dude, fill up some missiles with that acid.
Dude, right?
That's a good idea.
Fucking photon torpedoes and shit.
Our next email is from Boston Sean.
The original.
The OG.
Wow.
It's entitled A Little Pinch Pitch.
Ooh.
Pinch pitch.
Like a little dash of pitch.
A little bit of pitch.
I said pitch.
Please.
I said pitch. Trek Trio. Big fan of lying Vulcans here. I just can't seem to shake off this cold. I've tried everything. Shower, sleep, alcohol, nothing seems to work.
That's the ones that gonna help you.
But anyway, I have a quick pitch it or ditch it. Y'all ready for this?
Pitch it, pitch it, ditch it, pitch it.
Copyright M Class Podcast.
It's parody.
Scotty needs some dilithium and fast. Sensors show a nearby planet is resplendent with the stuff. Kirk and Scotty beam down to the surface only to find the inhabitants weary of them. Whenever a local sees them, they huddle against their children and are whisked away. Kirk is at wit's end, and he corners one individual to ask who's in charge here. The local begins to openly weep until a child approaches from behind. Get away from my boy. If you can't play nicely, then don't. The child continues.
It's a Benjamin Button planet.
There's an episode of TOS like this.
Yeah, also Mork and Mindy.
There's an episode of Voyager like this.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about Voyager because nobody likes it.
Scotty and Kirk get sent to the child care services and have to explain to the court system the misunderstanding. Scotty gets his dilithium and off they fly on their next adventure.
Oh my god.
Pitch it for the animated series. That's going straight to Quetzalcoatl.
I'm gonna ditch it because it's already been done twice. I'm sorry, Boston Sean. Usually I like your stuff.
I'm gonna pitch it for the animated series. I think that could fill 22 minutes with that.
I'll pitch it. I feel like the ending needs to be rounded out a little bit because this is just a courtroom drama with children.
Yeah.
But
maybe a Satan shows up or two.
Whoa, fuck.
Maybe it turns out to be Megas 2. They've just turned in a big circle.
Oh, this is the Wizard of Children. Yeah.
I'll pitch it if they have like a super grim scene of just how do they give birth on this planet?
Oh, God, you're right.
That's horrible. Wait, you're kind of in middle age, but you give birth to a whole grandpa.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. It's Benjamin Button, man.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
That was Boston Sean from the Petty Transport Officer aboard the USS Tapon's radio program.
Of course, Tapon.
Oh, Kevin, did you say you pitched it?
Oh, yeah, I'll pitch it.
All right.
He wants to see that old man birth.
Okay, got it.
That's
old man placenta.
It's 2 pitches and a ditch for you. Score it.
I want to see what the prop department puts together for that scene.
It's the Horta, but they just cut it open. For the vagina.
Neat.
All right, everybody.
Vagina.
All right, everybody. It's time for the main event.
Oh, what? This wasn't the... What?
The main event. We got an email here from Rich. Lore Smith Rich.
He's like a lore master at this point.
He says, in the future justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The Trekkers, who investigate the stars, and the boys, who drive the dune buggies.
Dun, dun.
These are their stories. The stories of the Trek Boys.
Dun, dun. There it is.
Trek.
I wish I hadn't started these. They're harder to think of than the episodes. Yo, double J's and a K, if you're still there for emails.
Nice,
Hello.
he is.
Okay, here goes. Season 8, Episode 10.
Fuck, dude. There's been 10 of these?
I don't know. I hope...
It feels like there has been, like, not that many, but
like
that's because
3 or 4.
Right.
Data and Picard are being chased down the corridors of the Enterprise by the Borg until they turn a corner and are surrounded. Before they can be assimilated, Picard ends the holodeck program.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah.
Data ponders if the Borg's singular consciousness will ever enable them to see another way. Peace, maybe. Picard says that there's always hope of that. But red alert sounds and both of them are called to the bridge. The Enterprise has arrived at the neutral zone, where a dead-end space Romulan warbird has drifted across the border.
Get back on your side of the fence, idiots.
I was like, damn, the Romans are a long way from home.
That's like TOS as fuck. It's Roman times now.
It's the Roman planet. There is an episode like that.
Yeah, I know.
Plato's Stepchildren. Riker, Worf, Data, and Crusher beam to the Warbird to find the entire crew dead. In such an advanced state of decomposition, it appears they've been dead for years.
Ew, sick.
Ew, they stink.
I breathed in Romulan dust.
Ugh. Beverly suggests that until they can ascertain the cause, they should beam back to the Enterprise. In engineering, Data discovers a strange Romulan device attached to the Singularity-powered warp core and accidentally triggers it with a routine scan, engulfing the two ships in a flash of white light.
What?
Cut to titles.
It's season 8 of Star Trek TNG.
They added lyrics in this season.
This is the time when we change the song because people were getting bored of the old songs. Also, here's Knight Rider driving in space. And then Knight Rider drives by.
The title of this episode is Recursive.
Cool name.
The Singularity is destabilizing on the Romulan ship, and a warp core breach is imminent.
Well, that's what you get for doing that.
Yeah, Data, you fucking idiot.
Stupid.
Picard orders the crew back to the ship and tells Geordi to prepare an immediate jump to warp, but LaForge explains that's impossible. The matter-antimatter reactions aren't occurring at the right speed, causing the warp core to stall.
Hate it when that happens.
You gotta pop the clutch, Geordi. Let it out a little bit. You'll get it. You'll feel it. The new cars are tough because it's real smooth. You don't really know.
It's a subtle dance. It's a subtle dance.
You'll get used to it, though.
With little time left on the Warbird, Data hears his own voice in his head telling him how to avert the disaster. He does so, but can't explain what has happened.
Oh god, he's going crazy.
In the briefing room, Geordi and Data theorize that the ship is caught in a compressed bubble of time created by the Romulan experiment and their warp core.
It's like filling an air with too much air.
It's like filling a balloon with too many balloons.
Oh my god.
Time is passing much quicker in the bubble than outside, and they have approximately 18 hours to escape the bubble before time dilation effects are permanent and they all die from accelerated aging.
Fuck.
Cool.
That's how I feel when I wake up every day.
That was quite a different reaction. Fuck. Cool.
Cool. Hot.
Time is a construct.
This is my fetish.
I'm into old men.
Picard and Riker join Data and Geordi as they attempt a power transfer from the Warbird in order to get the engines up and running again. Once again, Data hears his own voice in his head, this time warning him that a console is about to explode.
Little lampshady there.
What?
He swiftly shoves Picard before he's consumed in flame, but an ensign behind them isn't so lucky.
Bye, ensign guy.
Someone has to get blown up in the face when a console blows up. It can't just blow up.
To be fair, the console had a knife hidden in some flowers.
Fuck. Deadliest weapon.
Over the next 18 hours, Data lets himself be guided by this inner voice, averting various disasters on the ship as mission-critical personnel and systems are saved at the expense of others.
He's like a fucking superhero.
Approaching the 18-hour deadline, Data is compelled by the voice to disobey orders and fire on the Romulan ship with seconds left. The ship is engulfed in white light once more. Data opens his eyes, still on the Enterprise, only to find 7 other versions of himself manning positions on the bridge, even the captain's chair.
The fuck, Data? This is like a Pink Floyd video.
And they all start kissing.
Oh man,
pitch it. Hard pitch it.
Captain Data informs our Data that the Enterprise crew are dead, that he failed to save them, and that this crew of Datas all suffered the same fate. There are 400 time-displaced Datas on the ship, all of them having tried and failed in saving their own ships.
What?
Captain Data was the first Data to arrive at this time convergence. He's been there for over 200 years.
That's awesome. Fuck yes.
The Data crew have tried and failed to avert the destruction of the Enterprise on 400 occasions now by sending the next Data in the loop instructions through his internal chronometer. They hoped that the accumulated knowledge of the Datas could find a solution to the time bubble and save everyone, using each new Data as a trial and error experiment.
It's like that movie. Tom Cruise is in it. They changed the name of it like 5 times, so I don't remember.
Live, Die, Repeat?
Live, Die, Repeat was the first title, and then they changed it to like Requiem or something fucking stupid.
I don't remember the actual name of it. Captain
Vanilla Sky.
Yeah. Captain Data lets our Data look at the results they've gotten so far. Our Data comes to the conclusion that this Data ship is causing the time looping, the chronometer and Romulan experiment working in tandem to keep them repeating. Captain Data won't accept the blindingly obvious, insisting they can't jump to that conclusion, that while the Data crew exists, they can keep exploring other solutions. Our Data... Forever.
It's like hell. It's fucking Sisyphus as fuck.
Yep. But
push that rock up that.
So they're fine with it.
They're Data fisses.
Our Data refuses to comply, turning his chronometer off so he cannot be controlled, and fights his way past a crew of Datas to get to engineering. He's almost disabled, a skinless shell by the time he is able to trigger an explosion by throwing his own body at the warp core.
He's goddamn Terminator!
but not before sending a message to the next Data in the loop.
Nice.
The next reset Data stands in front of the device on the Romulan warbird from the beginning of the episode, and instead of disabling it, instantly destroys the device attached to the engines, breaking the time bubble before it's formed.
That's all you had to do, Captain Data.
Later, Picard enters the holodeck to find Data sitting with 10 other versions of himself, debating history's greatest what-if moments. When Picard asks what he's doing, Data admits he wanted to know how many Datas it would take to corrupt his pure logic. Picard tells him that everyone on the crew is a unique voice, and Data's one voice can be more valuable than 10. After Picard leaves, Data goes to delete the holodeck program, but instead saves it, clearly perturbed by the experience.
Oh, he's fucking Borging it up.
Man, every episode this guy writes.
So good.
That was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Rich.
Richie Rich, I love your shit.
But when do all the Datas start kissing? Like,
I mean, we don't know what happens behind closed holodeck doors.
Look, I got a punch up for you. All the Datas start fucking.
Like, to tell them apart, every Data wears a different silly hat.
Birthday hat Data is my favorite.
That's mainline Data.
My favorite Data is roguish beret Data. He's wearing it slightly tilted.
French Data? I thought he was French.
My favorite Data is straw hat Data that also wears suspenders. He's folksy.
And now there's a clown makeup Data?
They ran out of hats on this shit.
Can you name 400 hats? I can't.
Man, Rich, every episode of yours is fucking sublime. I'm gonna pitch it. I'm gonna hard pitch that baby.
Oh yeah, no, I mean there's no debate. Pitch it.
Yeah, even if the Datas only kiss a little bit, I'd still pitch it.
Rich,
that's saying something, Kevin.
Rich, did you know that you're horribly wasting your talents by sending these emails into us?
Yeah, he might know.
He finishes out the email by saying, "Guys, thank you again for rekindling this absolute love of Trek in me."
Thank you for sharing it with us, and we get to read all these amazing episodes. They're great.
I genuinely attribute that rekindling to you. So far as I'm concerned, these episodes are all dedicated to you both, as well as the boys from the Discord that are a big part of my life at the moment.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh, man.
That's so awesome.
Now I gotta feel feelings about stuff. I wish I was the Data.
He'll keep doing these until somebody tells him to stop. Imagine some Picard flute music as you read that.
Oh fuck, now I'm gonna cry.
Do them even after somebody tells you to stop.
Yeah.
If somebody tells you to stop, I'll kill them.
I like the I was gonna say before the murder, I was gonna say I like the message of like, don't always do what you're told. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Be bad, kiss yourself.
Kevin, that's not bad.
There's nothing wrong with kissing yourself.
Yeah, what would be bad about that? It's you.
It's lip masturbation. I'm
kissing myself all the time. My tongue is in my own mouth all the time.
True. I'm always Frenching.
We're always Frenching ourselves.
Fairly hot.
It's of course signed Rich, Chief Mutineer on the USS Discovery, hoping that self-destruct goes off any day now.
Come on, Rich. Don't let us down.
Rich has never let us down, and he never
blow up the Discovery. Stay tuned for next week's episode of Star Trek Discovery B.
Oh no.
Who's the captain this time? I don't know. There's plenty of people to pick.
It's Kirk again. Remember him?
He's here.
But it's played by a third actor. Our next email is from David S.
Okay, David S.
What time are we at right now? Okay, our last email is from David S. No, we got one quick one afterwards. But okay. David S. says, "Hey, bestest boys."
Bestest boys.
That's us.
My friend borrowed my body and mind to watch the episode this week, but he watched the wrong one. What a fucking idiot. I couldn't believe I had the wrong stupid memories after re-inhabiting my bod. What an asshole.
That's never happened to me, but I would be highly embarrassed if it did.
Anyway. I know Josh has a good Zek and Mark Twain impression, but who can Jeff and Kevin do? Also, who can Jeff and Kevin do impressions of? Hey.
Impressions are super hard.
Oh, man.
I do a million voices on this very program.
Yeah, he does Hoteen. Have you ever heard his Hoteen? It's great.
I've done Hoteen, I've done Drac, I've done Tapon. I've done that trucker, you just did the space trucker.
Yeah, you just did Rich.
Yeah, I did a Rich impression. He's English, I think, so that was a very poor impression.
Kevin can do a good Snorkel from Pretend Friends.
I can. I've studied under Snorkel for a while. It's hard getting the Snorkel right because it's me trying to do two like affectations at once.
You're doing a lisp and like a British.
Yeah, and sometimes it just comes out.
It's very hard to do. It's kind of very hard to do.
Yeah. Because he's supposed to be a little British boy, but then I pitch him down.
But he also says things like, he doesn't say words right.
Like tensile string.
It's tough.
I used to do a lot of impressions for like my improv group, but most of them escape me. Except for one night, one glorious night, I had an absolutely perfect Reagan. Like,
oh, dude, that's tough.
Flawless Reagan, and it's never come back to me.
That sucks. You got touched by the spirit of Reagan.
He was like, watch me inhabit this child. I can't even do it. It's so hard. Right. It's so hard.
every time I try to like start it again, I like totally second guess myself.
He kind of talks like a snake a little bit, like he's like he's got that going on. It's tough though.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try, man. But like, I don't know. I don't have to do impressions. I'm not a comedian.
Yeah, impressions are I'm not good at them. I can't do them. So
I like doing accents. Accents are fun.
Accents are fun.
Accents are fun. I'm terrible at them, but they are fun.
Yeah. When I did theater, I actually trained for months to do an Irish accent.
Yeah.
And that has mostly left me.
That's a
now.
tough one.
But like learning it, like doing all the vowel sound replacements and stuff like that, that was really cool and fun. And talking to actual Irish people.
Wait, those are real?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where?
Josh thought he was descended from like an ancient lost race.
You mean the Atlanteans? Yes, Jeff.
Numenorians, yeah.
A conspiracy, I believe. Yep.
The Tuatha De Danann or something like that. I forget the mythical Irish.
There's like an island.
Tuatha De Danann.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I know a lot about Irish shit because once a white guy finds out he's Irish, that's all he fucking looks up for a while.
Nah,
I mean,
that happened to me when I was a teenager. So,
like the Beatles.
What?
I listened to the Beatles. Like when I learned about the Beatles, I didn't listen. I didn't stop listening to it for like a year and a half.
Oh yeah, well, that still happens to me sometimes.
Oh no, yeah,
like, it's Beatles time.
Yeah.
I never listened to the Beatles growing up because my dad was like super hardcore into like Nirvana and shit like that. And he's like, nah.
The American Beatles, you mean?
Beatles. Yeah, the American Beatles.
The grunge Beatles.
Grunge Beatles.
The shitty Beatles.
So like my Beatles are like Fastball and Gin Blossoms and Wallflowers.
Oh my God, Fastball.
Fastball.
I haven't thought of fastball in a long time.
What's super weird is Zane's husband was talking about Fastball like 4 days ago.
Fastball fucking rules.
I love Gin Blossoms to fucking death, though.
I won a trivia round the other week knowing who the Gin Blossoms was.
Oh my God.
Because I'm
Gin
old.
Blossoms are so fucking good. Bottle Rockets was another one played around my house a lot. Not many.
Okay.
Not many Bottle Rockets fans.
What about Cat Scratch Fever?
I don't know. Could you hum a few bars? I don't think I really remember that one.
I got it.
Meow, 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 meow.
Okay, we're gonna.
Meow, meow, meow.
I can to circle back.
Thank you, Jeff.
I can do like impressions okay. Like I've never been spectacular at any of them. I can do voices a lot better than I can do impressions.
Yeah.
Impressions are hard because like they have to be pretty accurate, right?
Yeah.
Like
I can do Mickey Mouse, but anyone can do it.
You can do
find
Mickey
the right
Mouse.
falsetto. You just go, oh boy, oh boy, Pluto.
I sure hope Goofy dies in this one.
Oh no.
Oh, that was
Oh
good.
no, I hate fucking Goofy.
I love this Mickey. I love you.
Oh, do you have a gun in your house?
I'm gonna go have sex with my wife.
I'm gonna go have sex with your wife.
Okay, his email continues. Hey, remember when Data learned to be a comedian? He starts a joke that's like, a monk, a clown, and a Ferengi decide to go bowling together. What do you think that punchline was? Also, how did Joe Piscopo even know a joke involving a Ferengi?
Joe Piscopo was so ahead of his time, he knew Ferengi. That's why he was so unfunny, was because he was telling jokes like 300 years in the future, man.
It had nothing to do with all of the copious amounts of drugs and steroids he was injecting into his body at all times.
Hey, that guy was on SNL, and nobody who's been on SNL is unfunny.
It's true. Especially not any late-night talk show host that used to be on SNL.
Yeah, who laughed through all their bits. Jimmy Fallon.
Fucking hate Jimmy Fallon.
I also do not like Jimmy Fallon.
Guys, what's with all the hate for Jimmy Fallon? Like, he only just humanized the worst fucking villain of our time.
The Hitler of America, yeah.
Cool. I didn't like Jimmy Fallon before that, so that tells you a lot about what that made my opinion of him go to.
I went to see Jimmy Fallon one time, and it sucked.
I went to see Stephen Colbert once, and it fucking ruled.
Yeah, I should have done that. Why didn't I go do that? I'm an idiot.
He stood right in front of me for a bit where he played an audience member, and he turned around to me and he said, "I hope you like the view of my ass."
And you said, "Do I?"
I said, "Of course. How long you gonna be there?" And he laughed.
You made Stephen Colbert laugh.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And I was on TV because, like, the little box in the corner of him, like, standing up in the audience, he runs out of frame, and I'm perfect dead center in frame for, like, fucking 8 seconds while the bit keeps going.
And no cigar chump in Hollywood types are like, who is that young man?
Find me this Jeff Pennington. He doesn't laugh through his bits like Fallon.
Who is that doughy white ghoul? Get him for me.
Our market research says ghosts are in this year. Find him. He's like Slimer, but white.
That's me, baby. Put me on your children's birthday cards.
I got a lunchbox with me on it.
So what's the punchline for a monk, a clown, and a Ferengi decide to go bowling together? There isn't one. Moving on.
Turns out it was a strike the whole time. No, a strike, but those are illegal on Ferenginar.
Oh, damn, that's actually pretty good.
There you go. Fill in the blanks.
Man, that is a Joe Piscopo joke, too, so.
It's unfunny as fuck.
Since Kev is there, here's a question. Which video game genre do you think each Star Trek series could be expressed with? Or what would be a good combo? My first thought was like a tower defense game on mobile for Deep Space Nine, or a Power Stone-esque fighting game for the animated series.
Oh my god, that would make too much sense. Quetzalcoatl's everywhere.
I feel like rather than go... Hold on, I gotta... Cat, stop it.
Welcome to the podcast, Cat.
Sorry, my cat's on the fucking podcast.
A cat is always on the podcast, Cat.
That's the way it goes.
Like, I feel like instead of going through each series and like putting a game to it, I kind of want to see a Phoenix Wright-esque TNG game where you're doing space law.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be great. And you're like a space lawyer?
Yeah, you're like a space lawyer.
And there's different laws for like each planet you go to, and you have to like read about them. Oh god.
Holy shit, that would rule.
That would be so great.
If we could ignore the question.
Oh yeah,
and just pick what video game we really want.
Make that? Yeah,
out of
that
the Star
I want.
Trek universe.
Yeah.
Which is what I want to say.
I feel like that would really fit TNG. I don't know what to do for Deep Space Nine, because I guess RTS, but that seems a little...
They already have those.
I was being 100% serious. I got an idea to pitch.
What is it?
I think I've talked about this before. Like, I would love a hybrid game that has, like, some of the gameplay mechanics from the first Dead Space.
Oh, yeah, you told me about this.
The, like... detective mechanics from something like L.A. Noire, but not as lame.
Yep.
And,
not as lame.
Like some sort of combination of those two things. Like you go, you're a Starfleet security officer alone on a space station with a bunch of like Klingons or a bunch of Romulans, and you have to make your way down to like the pod escape bay. That's your goal at the beginning of the game.
Ooh, that's good. Also, this sounds like maybe you're planning on killing me and taking over the space station that we're on.
But, like, the thing is, like, the beginning parts of the game take place on the ship when you're headed to the space station, and the more information you can gain with your detective abilities, the better you'll be able to navigate the situation on the out-of-control space station.
Shit. All right.
Jeff, have you played Oberdin?
No.
Okay, so it's a mystery game where you are on a ship. The ship sort of rolls into a port, and it's...
A boat, not a spaceship.
A boat, not a spaceship. And you're an insurance adjuster, and...
finally, my dreams have come true.
and you have to figure out why no one's on the ship, and your only tool is a magical pocket watch that shows you how people die.
That's awesome.
What the fuck?
And so you just sort of go through, like, you can walk around these like still frame scenes and like observe, like, you know, there's like a gunshot and a bunch of smoke, and you can kind of see somebody's face. So you're like, okay, maybe this guy killed this guy.
What's the name of this?
Return of the Obra Dinn.
Is that the name of the ship?
That's the name of the ship.
Is it made out of wax?
Obra Dinn?
Obra, O-B-R-A, I think. It's really cool.
Like
it's done
Oprah.
in like 1-bit style, but it's a 3D game.
Okay, I'll
Obra
check
Dinn
that
is
shit
2
out.
words. Oh, look at this. This looks cool as fuck.
Yeah. It's by the guy who did Papers, Please.
Papers, Please is a fun game.
Yeah, if you like horrible bureaucracy, it's
And
fun.
I do.
I mean, you could do Papers, Please, but you're like trying to undermine the Cardassian government.
That's true.
That sounds great.
But then the game stops, and then they're like, "You're bad at this. Die. You're dead."
Like, shit, you're right.
We did a whole podcast about it, and I hated it. And everyone's like, "I like it." And I was like, "I hate it. It's my worst nightmare. Paperwork."
It's almost like there's nothing fun about being a snake Nazi.
There isn't. Can't look at girls' butts anymore because it's like dudes' butts.
Look at any butts you want.
Look at all the damn butts.
Look at every
That's
butt.
why we have them.
What a fucking weird take. Like, you can't look at a girl's butt because then it's like you're looking at a guy's butt.
That's exactly how that shit. It's just so fucking like.
Look,
crazy.
I'll look at whatever
So
ass
crazy.
I want to look at, buddy.
Like, what am
Yeah.
I supposed to just look at? Not butts? Yeah, fucking
Life's
right.
too short
right.
for that shit.
Yeah, butt looking.
But booty looking.
I just want like a Starfleet security game where like you're investigating some space shit. That's what I want.
That would be cool.
I want Roller Coaster Tycoon, but it's Ryza and everyone's fucking.
Oh fucking shit!
Hell yeah.
And it's also like Leisure Suit Larry, but not weird and stupid and creepy. If that's possible.
It's just
Fuck.
what you're looking for is called a pornographic video game.
Where are they?
What if it's Ganguro Girl?
Oh.
With Romulans?
Yep.
I'm on board.
Yep. Nailed it.
Double anyway. Thanks again for all you do. It's so cool, like whoa. Also, cool new podcast, Jeff and Kev.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you. Tune into that
Nice.
podcast at OGOC Pod on the Twitter and on the SoundCloud. It's on iTunes too. It's got original characters. You'll like it.
The first one's about Sonic.
Financially yours, David S., Chief of Slopperations on the USS Chopped Beef Sandwich.
Chopped beef sandwich.
Hell yeah, I love that.
And it's
That
spelled
shit is-
Sam Bwitch.
Sandwich. They're really running out of names over there at Utopia Planatia.
Fucking Chief of Slopperations.
So good.
Alright, our real last email of the night
Oh man.
is from
Last one.
Vitizen, who does the opening
I know.
theme music on...
I met Vita Zen.
He's
Wait,
the fucking best.
What does he
He's
do
the-
with the theme for you guys?
He does!
Yeah, he did.
What the fuck?
He let us use his amazing music for OGOC Pod.
It's awesome. I'm looking for something. Sorry. I'm gonna find it.
It turns out if you ask him, he says yes.
I know. I was like, I'll pay you, dude. And he's like, nah. Just use it.
The title of this email is The Realest Boys of Trek.
Fuck.
And boys has a Z on it, so you know he fucking means business.
That's
What?
shit.
What up, your boy Vita here, taking a brief pause from lifting heavy shit. Hashtag Night Gym.
Hashtag Night Gym. Fuck
Hashtag
yeah.
Night Gym.
Getting frustrated with teenagers, what I get paid to do, and making my bleeps and bloops to tell you all thanks.
Aw.
Thank you, Vita.
No real insightful email here. I just wanted to show some love to 3 stellar fellas.
Stellar fellers.
Though this year is kind of feeling like a clusterfuck at the moment, I'm real excited for the future of creating, and especially seeing what's to come from you handsome boys.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my god.
All right.
I don't know if like an hour ago was any indication, but I desperately needed someone to be excited about the future of creating.
Please. I can't. I'm just so tired. I can't be excited anymore. I'm so tired.
Man, if I would have got that fucking gig, I would have been excited. Anyway, he says, all right, enough ass grabbing. Back to work. P.S. Great work on OGOC podcast. Signed, Vinny.
There you go.
Man. He's so fucking good. He's such a good dude.
Yeah,
I think he did
super
some
nice.
great work on OGOC podcast myself.
Yeah, that track, Kai, it's fucking awesome. It's on his YouTube channel, and he's been uploading a bunch of new like synthy explorations that are really fucking
Shit,
great.
I love it already. You said
love
the
it.
word.
It's Vidazen. Vidazen. Vidazen.
Like, yeah.
Look at
Follow
him.
him on
also
Twitter
did-
too.
He did the soundtrack for a game I worked on called Elsewalker, and it's an incredible soundtrack. And you can buy it from him, but you gotta go to his Bandcamp, and you gotta go to his Twitter, and you gotta give him a million kisses digitally from far away.
Wait.
If you would like to follow Vidazen on Twitter,
a million?
A million.
I can do it.
if you would like to follow Vidazen on Twitter, that's @_Vidazen_. And I feel your pain with those underscores, dude, because I had to do it too.
Yeah, well, some pretty boy has my name. Fuck you, Josh Anderson from Dallas.
There are like 10 million Kevin Coles, and the most famous one is a DJ from Seattle, so...
Is that you?
No.
Well, you're the real Kevin Cole.
I would like to picture that Kevin Cole looking exactly like you, but he's like a West Coast Seattle douchebag who just has like braids in his beard and shit.
There's the Kevin Cole that writes for the Chicago Sun is the most hilarious looking Kevin Cole I've ever seen.
There are no Jeff Penningtons that do cool things. Like, if you look up Jeff Pennington, it's a bunch of old, dopey-ass looking white men.
You all right?
It's just funny. It's funny because his last name's Pennington. Like, of course they're gonna be old white men.
I picture like there's a hyper British Jeffrey Pennington.
Yeah, like a Joffrey
sure.
Pennington. Yeah,
For sure.
That's what I picture whenever I hear Jeff's name. I'm like, wait, he's not British?
No, I'm on the third line down. It's that picture of a bunch of my art and then me standing next to a no loitering sign. So that's what I'm known for on the internet.
I think you're known for more than that.
I'm known for being not funny on podcasts. Thumbs up.
Roasted. Got him.
You know what? That's all the emails for today. I'm sorry if you wrote in and we didn't read your email. We got a fucking avalanche of emails in the past, 8 hours.
Yeah, but keep sending them, though. I mean, we'll try to get to all of them, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Abso-fruitly.
And if you had a really important question, you can always ask me on Twitter.
Where can they find
I'll let
you
you
on
know.
Twitter?
I'm at Real Kevin Cole on Twitter because there are too many Kevin Coles.
You're the real one, though. Not that
the real
Seattle
one, though.
douchebag.
Yeah, fuck you, DJ Kevin Cole.
DJ.
Unless you want to collab on something.
Is that,
In which case, yes, fusion
maybe that's
dance.
just his DJ name. Maybe his DJ name is just DJ Kevin Cole.
He just picks
Yeah.
a random real person name. Everyone's
like,
going with DJ Laser. I'm gonna go with a real name.
It's just like how the maker of Kevin the Hedgehog's name wasn't Kevin. He just thought Kevin was a cool name.
You can
Kevin
find out
is a
more
cool
about
name.
Kevin the Hedgehog on Original Characters podcast, hosted by me and Kevin.
Yeah.
You can also send emails to us. You'll find out about Original Characters if you go to the Twitter or whatever. You could send emails to mclasspodcast
Yeah.
by shipping them on over to mclassemail@gmail.com, singular, all singular.
Do it. Do
It's
it.
never not been singular.
I agree with that. I remember that it never was that.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thank you to Kevin for being here today.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you to Josh for being here forever.
Thank you. I love you guys. I'm glad we got to talk about real things, like how we're afraid of dying inside.
Yeah.
How we're afraid,
not outside.
How we're afraid of dying without ever mattering to existence.
Yeah, that's the worst death.
Hate to break it to you.
Guess what? I'm gonna live forever, bitches!
Yeah.
I'm just trying to leave some work out into the ether that people might like. It's all I want.
Yeah, maybe one day, like, all of us will be like Van Gogh, and they'll just love us. But in our time, we'll be not loved. That's okay.
I'm just the third Caballero.
Love you guys. Have a great time. See you in a week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.